Hello, everyone. It's Lisa here, your wellness and well-being coach, with your latest tip. And today I want to talk a little bit about intuition, a deep knowing, gut instinct, tuning in within, and all that good stuff. Because I think sometimes we get so caught up in our own minds, and that's everyone, it's just human, and what's going on around us and things that we hear and we see and things that we're involved in, and it can get really chaotic. And when it gets really chaotic and it gets all mumbo jumboed and you're sitting there trying to make a decision about something, or maybe you're just trying to get some incoming, maybe you're just trying to relax and feel good and feel like you're aligned with yourself. Sometimes it's very difficult to get to that place, right? Because, like I said, we're bombarded every single day with outside influences, circumstances, and other not so nice coercive things that might be pushing us in certain directions, right? Well, there are a few things that I do myself, but before I get into that, I really wanted to let you know that you're not alone and everybody feels this way, but we all have an innate inner wisdom that we can tap into anytime. Call it spiritual guidance, call it your higher self, call it, connection to your creator, connection to God, whatever your term for it might be. We are all born with it. And some people don't believe that. I have said that to some of my clients and they've said, no, that's a gift. And I tell them it's a gift that everybody has. Now, whether you decide to hone in on it or practice it or try to, develop it, that's up to you, right? But you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever had a deep gut feeling about something and you either didn't follow it and you had to reap the consequences of that, or you did follow it and you felt like, okay, I feel like I'm kind of flowing here, I'm kind of going in the right direction, right? And of course, sometimes you can't stay on the right path or direction, but at least at that moment in time, you feel like you made a good decision and you are actually in alignment with your higher self. And I haven't gone into too much of, your chakra energy and aligning that and clearing that in my wellness videos over the years, because I was focused more in the physical, even though I am a very spiritual being. And those of you who know me know I'm very intuitive and I do meditate and I do card readings and I also, can tap into energies very easily. Which reminds me, if you would like a well-being card reading, which I do with different decks, but I can also do them without a deck at all, you can head on over to lisampepe.com. On the front page, you'll see a wellness and well-being assessment that is really good to take just so you can see where you're at in different areas of your life. You can also sign up there for my free Facebook group and my email list. Or you can go directly to the private coaching tab at the top, and that'll take you to my private coaching page, and you can purchase 1, 2, 3, 4, or a package of coaching. But also for some of my clients, I just do readings. So they will contact me and schedule a coaching session. And during that coaching session, I will actually use a deck of cards or sometimes crystals, whatever they prefer, and I will actually read the energies that are in their life at that moment in time, because energy is always changing and you can always change it, but at that moment in time to kind of give some guidance. And then of course I throw in my wellness and well-being coaching on top of it. So head on over to there if you wanted to get one of those sessions or learn more about me or sign up for one of my freebies on the front page, okay? But when you're talking about a spiritual connection, it doesn't necessarily have to be religious. Now, a lot of people do have a very strong religious belief connection, and they do have a strong religious affiliation, and that's fine as well. Whatever it is for you that you can connect into your true self and be calm and collected while you're making decisions, that's great. That's where you want to be, right? So before I go any further, just make sure that anything I say in this video is not taken for any medical advice. I'm not here to diagnose, cure, or do anything with any condition you may or may not have, okay? See my disclaimer at the end of this video, please. But, you know, I always want everyone to know that they have this innate wisdom, this connection within themselves. You don't have to look outside for it. You know, if you're in a quiet space, or you can actually sit in a quiet space for even just a couple of minutes, you can actually take a deep breath and you can actually tune in and feel a connection to something other than yourself. Many people say they can't, but sometimes I have a hard time believing that, because you know, if you do try just a little, you'll feel something, right? So give it a try. Just kind of sit, take a deep breath, and kind of see what comes in for you. Personally, for me, everything seems to come in this region, which is, you know, through my crown and crown chakra and above and down below here. And sometimes it comes in through the front here. But either way, it's an energy and I can feel it, and I can actually work on, you know, pulling it in myself, or I can just sit there and let it come in. And either way, no matter which way you do it, you just have to make sure that you give yourself some space and time, right? Allow it, allow for it. So, you know, when you're trying to make a decision and you're trying to come up with yes or no, or maybe so, right? You can also kind of just feel your energy. Like you can feel if something feels good or bad, or maybe it just feels indifferent, right? And you're saying, I can't make a decision because I don't feel anything. Well, that right there is tuning and tapping in to your innate wisdom, which might be telling you to actually sit still for a minute, get your mind out of it, and let things come in that you can actually sometimes hear or just feel. I'm very big on feeling energy. You can feel if something like rubs you the wrong way. That's like a friction energy. And sometimes those types of energy can also be you fighting against your higher spirit connection to actually move forward with something. And you have to just sometimes just sit in it and really allow it to come in. So always take a few minutes out of your day, several times a day. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to turn anything on. You don't have to listen to any meditation. You really should be sitting in silence for a couple of minutes. Take a deep breath, and then you can ask a question, or you can just see how you feel. And if a thought comes in and you want to entertain that thought or find out something about that thought, then just ask. Say, hey, what's that thought all about? Or, you know, what do you think I should do there? Pretend you're talking to your higher self as if though your higher self is really in the room. You know, you can visualize it if you want, but, you know, I just, like I said, I go on feeling. I can feel it. And sometimes our gut is trying to tell us something, and usually a lot of times we're not listening, and usually it has to scream really loud, or it tries to get louder. And sometimes if you don't pay attention to it, you'll run into some issues, right? We've all been there where we didn't listen to something and we're like, oh, darn, I knew it, right? But don't beat yourself up. Just kind of ask, okay, well, how can I correct this? And just, like I said, take 2 minutes to yourself, take a deep breath, and see what else comes in for you. But I find that in wellness and well-being, that intuition, tapping into your guidance system, is very important. I'm not saying that you're always going to be following it to a T. None of us do. But it's good to know that you're not alone, and you do have some other connection to spirit and your higher self, your creator, God, that you can actually tap into. And it's readily available for all of us if we just kind of work on it and try to do it. A lot of people might do it through prayer, and you can do that as well. I do say that when I am praying, I will pray and then stop, and sometimes I'll hear something will come in. Sometimes I'm not really asking anything, I'm just praying. I'm just, you know, asking for, I guess, without asking, I'm just kind of saying, okay, like, this would be really nice, or, you know, I hope everybody's okay, or, you know, I hope everybody gets well, or somebody who's sick might, you know, I might send some Reiki healing energy and healing intentions out to them. And, I just do that through higher spirit or God, because I believe that higher spirit can take care of a lot of things, right? I know over the past few years, we've had to make a lot of decisions in our lives, and we're still having to make them. And I think that if we stop and tune in and tap into our inner guidance, we'll feel more secure about the decisions we're making. When you just know something, like even if it's something you don't think in your mind that you can do, like take action on right now, you always have like a deep knowing within, like in your heart, in your solar plexus and in your gut, that that you want to be doing something different, or you want to make a change, or you want to move forward with something. And sometimes you can't pinpoint exactly what it is at what time it's going to be. The timing of it is always sometimes left up to other energies, but at least we can put it out there that, yeah, okay, if you feel that, you just say, yeah, that's exactly what I would like. It's exactly the direction I want to go in. Other times you might be trying to make a decision and you might be totally cluttered up in your mind and thinking through things and overthinking things. How many times have we done that, right? You have to take the 2 minutes of silence. And then another issue, when you're doing that and your thoughts tell you to do one thing and your gut tells you to do another, then what do you do? What do you do? Right? Well, we've all got free will, so we make a choice, right? And that's just the best we can do. I personally am trying to listen to my gut as much as possible. Sometimes I have a deep gut feeling about something for myself that I know is true, and I know that physically, mentally, I have to set boundaries, because I know what is true for me is where I'm going to stay. And everything outside influences will not be able to affect that. It would take a lot to affect where I'm going to, stay in my true self, because I have a deep knowing that this is what I should be doing, or this is where I should be. And those are the moments that you can be assured that you're doing the right thing or the best thing for yourself, right? I don't like to say right, because it might not be correct in that term, but it's good for you. It's good for your soul. It's good for your body. I used to say this a lot when I would talk about what you eat. I used to tell everybody, tune in, pick up something that you're going to eat, and before you eat it, check the label, because I never put anything into my body without knowing what's in it, or at least trying to know what's in it, right? May never know exactly what's in it or everything that's in it, but I'd like to get a pretty good idea, right? But anyway, you take that thing and you actually hold it and you see how you feel. I mean, does that, make you feel grumpy or, agitated, or does it make you feel good and light and energetic and happy? It may sound silly, but I can pick up an apple, an organic apple, and feel happiness. And I can pick up a pack of potato chips and feel dirtiness, and still go and eat that bag of potato chips. Not that I do that often, but if it does happen to be an organic Cape Cod type of chip, I might have to have a handful, right? And then after I eat it, I say, wow, yeah, that apple would have been a lot better. So we always have choice. We always have free will, but you can see what I'm saying. I'm feeling the energy of the apple as being really good for me, and the energy of the chips being really bad for me. And yet I still chose a handful of chips, right? I'll probably eat the apple afterwards to kind of wash it all through, so I don't feel as bad about it. But, sometimes we have a knowing and we still choose the other one anyway. And yes, we're going to suffer the consequences. Usually I'll get a little bellyache and have to take an enzyme or something. But you understand what I'm saying? The fact that you can even tune in and feel that or hear that or see that is all a part of your innate knowing and your intuition and your true guidance, from your higher self to your creator, and back down through your, your inner knowing and your intuition. And it's so cool to use this on a daily basis, several times a day, as much as you can. And if you're in with my Wellbeing Wisdom Circle, which is also over on my website, lisambpepe.com, but my website's also called awellbeingawakening.com. It all goes to the same place. But that's on the group coaching tab, and it'll say Wellbeing Group Coaching Wellbeing Circle up at the top, and that is a monthly membership. And every week I do readings with a group of women. It is ladies only. Sorry, guys. Right now I'm just focusing on the women. And we do some card readings in there, and I do some personal readings in there, depending on how many are in the group and if anybody volunteers. I also do some coaching, of course, is included with it. So hop on over there if you're interested in that. But in the meantime, practice your intuition, practice your deep knowing, practice sitting in silence for a couple minutes a day, and at least once a day, and really know that, you have the ability to know for yourself what's best and what's not. And you also have the ability to know when you're going to just make a decision based on something, cerebral or mental, as opposed to something, in your gut or intuitive, right? And it can be very challenging, but we all have to make the best decisions we can for ourselves, no matter which one we use. But you'll know when you're over the target for what's best for you, when you can actually feel calm and centered in that decision, inside of your gut, inside of your body, not in your mind. Okay. And it's hard to separate the two of them out, but I also help others do that, especially if you get a private coaching session with me. We'll practice and work on that. And it's really challenging sometimes to separate your mind. But if you ever hear yourself saying, I should do this, or I shouldn't do this, you can probably guarantee that that is coming from your mind. And you want to stop and tap in again to your intuition. And a lot of us feel it like in the heart or the gut, like we might feel it up here in the heart center or the gut center, which is down in your solar plexus. And, when you feel it down there, you just have to know that, that's where your guidance, is going to be coming from. It's really in there, and you can feel it. And sometimes it'll travel. For me, it'll travel up a little bit. But like I said, for me, it's more of a feeling. Some people hear things, or some people actually might get a signal and see something, or, the minute they think one thing, something weird happens. So just, start to tune into all those little feelings and all those little things that might come up while you're sitting silent or thinking about something and trying to get a gut, intuitive guidance on it. Okay. It's very important that we use our intuition and we use our gut instinct as much as possible. Because there's so much going on in the world. There's so many decisions to be made, and there's so many other things, that we could be, focusing in on. But I say, if you focus in from within, inside yourself, you're going to get a better reading, and you're going to have more guidance on which direction you would be best going in. I mean, everybody's going to be different. Not everybody's going to have the same gut feeling. Somebody might have a gut feeling to do one thing, and you'll have a gut feeling to do another. Somebody who eats those potato chips might feel great afterwards. For me, the apple. Yeah, I really felt the apple was a very good thing to be eating. As a matter of fact, I'm craving one right now, and I might have one after this video. But anyway, just do the best you can. Always tune in and ask your body and ask your higher self and ask your intuition, what's going to be best for you in this particular moment. What would be the most appropriate thing for you to take part in or not take part in this particular moment. And then, we do also have to sort through other things, like fear and emotions that might come up, but we can do that. We do that in the group, and we can do that in a private coaching session as well. because everybody's different again, and I'd have to tap into your energy to actually feel what's going on. But sometimes emotions can kind of get in the way, or like I said, fear and thoughts and things that come from the external, but we want to focus on our internal guidance system. So with that being said, visit me at lisambpepe.com or awellbeingawakening.com. And I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope you'll take 2 minutes after this video to take a deep breath and hone in on whatever it is you're thinking about or whatever you have to make a decision on. And you'll really feel what resonates and what is going to be the best decision for your body and your being at this time. Like I said, it could change tomorrow, but at this time, you want to know, right? So have fun doing that. Let me know how you do, and get on over to my homepage at least and sign up for my free group and take my free wellness and well-being assessment to see where you are in several areas of your life. Until then, this is Lisa M. Pepe signing off, and I hope to see you over there soon. Bye-bye for now.